Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of horror movies that are actually good. These are the horror flicks that didn't scare me, those are in another playlist, but prove that this genre can offer many more things than that. Let's jump right into it with Mads. This is a French film that actually came out this year. The big appeal about this movie is that it's all one take, and not cheated to look like one take like 1917 or Birdman. This is a legit start-to-finish one shot. For a one-take film, there is a lot of movement. The film also asks a lot of the actors, especially the girl in the second act who slowly, I'll say, transitions over the course of half an hour. This is the kind of film to really go into blind. I don't even want to describe what the genre is. Suffice it to say, it starts one way and becomes something entirely different. It moves very quickly. It's a short film. I can best describe it as kind of like a bullet. For me, one of the best parts is actually the intro, because the actor so perfectly encapsulates being high and hyped up. There are a few odd moments, like the overdramatic guitar riffs going "Meow." And in the third act, there's a girl on a motorcycle who decides to be the stupidest person on planet Earth. It's one of the most surprising horror films I've seen this year. And from a filmmaking perspective, if you're a filmmaker, this is a must-see.
Je suis folle.
So next one is The Night House. It takes the haunted house concept and takes it in a new direction. The house is haunted, but it's actually shifting the physical aspects of this home. So there's a sequence where you can see the profile of someone's face in a pillar. There's another scene toward the end that I honestly found terrifying, where the construction of the roof, as seen from below, forms the outline of someone's head staring straight at them. It's like horror feng shui, I guess is the best way to put it. This isn't just a horror movie, this is a horror drama. And I'll be straight up, my biggest problem with the film is that the jump scares are annoying and way too loud. Saying that, the concepts they deal with are very interesting, it's visually engaging, it's well shot. If there's any reason to watch The Night House, it's Rebecca Hall. I don't know how she hasn't been nominated for an Oscar yet. The scares, the drama, all of it is on her shoulders, on her reactions, and how she's able to shift her emotions in certain scenes. There's a sequence in the bathroom where she has to realistically move her character from fear to total bliss and back to fear in a way that doesn't seem jarring. She's able to take these dramatic moments and make it seem like she's sitting across from you. I say definitely check this one out for its acting, for its concepts, and just for how well it's put together.
He took the boat out on the lake, he took a handgun that I didn't even know that we owned, and pow, right in the mouth. So, which Hunter got what grade on what high school elective speech class assignment, it really doesn't matter to me right now. So, you want to be? You gotta be.
I apologize.
Oh, you want an A. All right. Ta-da!
A B is fine.
B it is.
Next up is The Shining. I use these videos in this actually good series, not just to recommend underrated horror, but to revisit classics and see if they hold up. Some really don't. And it's like sweet relief when you rewatch something iconic and you see that, yeah, all the praise is actually warranted. The Shining is great. It's a masterful implementation of tone and atmosphere that makes the Overlook Hotel more of a character than maybe any other horror setting. Its music has been copied by horror films and games to this day, but you knew all this. The reason I wanted to bring this movie up is because of one aspect of contention with the film, and that's the character of Jack Torrance. Some audiences, and especially Stephen King himself, were dismayed at casting Jack Nicholson. The character already seemed a bit crazy at the start. The family was already a bit tense, and so it was less of a surprise or a buildup when things went sour at the hotel. That's a very valid point to have, and I can understand why that would impact people's experience with the film. But for me, this totally worked on an emotional level because it was like the characters were driving towards their eventual doom. Everything was set in stone, and it gave a more kind of all-encompassing feel to the hotel. We know something's going to go wrong, the music's implying it, Even the casting's implying it. I liked that because it established a kind of eerie tone from the very beginning. You're on the edge of your seat. There's never a point in the film where you feel 100% comfortable. This made me feel like I was watching a horror film from zero start time to the finale.
My girls, they didn't care for the Overlook at first. One of them actually stole a pack of matches and tried to burn it down. But I corrected them, sir. And when my wife tried to prevent me from doing my duty, I corrected her.
Next is Final Destination 3. Best part of this movie for me is the detective element. The story uses the photos taken on that first day as clues. This is very visually engaging, and it keeps a good rhythm. It's almost like the film is inviting you to participate. I found a lot of these comparisons between an aspect of a photo to an aspect of a death or another situation to be quite clever. What holds a lot of this together is Mary Elizabeth Winstead, whose terror and despair feel genuine and help you believe in this universe and its rules. I like how this entire series preys upon fears or discomforts that are common, even small, and then just ramps them up to the worst possible place. Being stuck in a car and unable to open the door, or the anxiety for waiting for a roller coaster to start. That tanning booth scene scared the shit out of me. On this channel, I did a ranking of all 5 Final Destination movies. I won't spoil where this one lands, but I'll just say check out the video, it's very fun, and definitely check out this movie. The movie's got a really good pace, the lead performance carries so much of it, some of the deaths are fantastic, there's a whole carnival sequence that's just a fun free-for-all. Lots of fun, definitely check this one out. Number 2 is Suspiria 2018. This is kind of a contentious movie. I have my issues with the film. I think it's a little bit too long. I think the intro is a bit unnecessary. That all said, I think Suspiria 2018 is the right way to do a remake. Like a song cover, I prefer movie remakes to have their own personality, to deviate. Otherwise, why bother? So the original is famous for its vivid colors, and so the director here completely upturned the table and desaturated everything. It still retained the main setting, as well as a 70s kind of horror vibe. It has split diopter shots, the dramatic zooms, and some of the synth music captures that 70s horror feel. Speaking of, the original score by Tom York from Radiohead is incredible. Songs are varied enough to fit each scene and elevates all of the horror. Another reason to watch the film is Tilda Swinton. She plays 3 different roles and gives each one distinct voices and mannerisms. Best chair kick ever.
That they exert and our efforts to escape them.
Suspiria 2018 is great for a lot of the reasons movies are great in general. The editing is rhythmic and intense. The shot composition is purposeful and engaging. The finale of the movie is bloodlust madness, and there's a scene, which I like to call the marionette sequence, where one character is controlling another character through their dance moves, and it's such a long, brilliantly edited and horrific sequence. And that's really a big consistency with Suspiria 2018, is that it's horrifying yet mesmerizing at the same time. And to give best editing to fucking Bohemian Rhapsody and not even nominate this is something I will never forgive the Academy for.
Higher, 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 higher.
Last up is a film from this year called The Substance. This one is insane. I could best describe the movie as social commentary meets body horror. It's not like any film I've ever seen. It's both completely bonkers and expertly put together. The shot composition is not just on an expert level, but there's so much variety and purpose to them that it keeps you locked into every frame. There's so much going on plot-wise, and there's so much going on in terms of its practical effects. The film is very aware of its own ridiculousness and plays it up. For example, Dennis Quaid is so over the top in the film, and the sound effects during certain scenes is like mosh pitting in Jell-O. So the film is playing up the gross factor because it's not trying to be treated like a serious or stale drama, but it's balanced by its social commentary about aging, about the entertainment industry, and also exploring the kind of desperation that people have when they're losing the life they once had. It's an Oscar quality film that betrays every Oscar rule. The year's not over yet, but this is definitely one of my favorites of 2024. Watch this one as soon as you can.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? Younger, more beautiful, more perfect.
That's pretty much it for my newest volume of horror movies that are actually good. If there's any I missed, make sure to check out the other videos in this playlist, as well as the playlist of actually scary horror films. Comment below, subscribe, all the support really means a lot, and as always, thanks for watching.